waiting on some new intro music. Sorry, guys. What's up, guys? Today is Wednesday, September 4th. Last night, I don't know who came out, who didn't. Last night was the Texas Tuesday, September 3rd event. It was a slam dunk event. We brought the house down, me and Maximilian Deer. Kind of got my topic for today from that event. I had a really great question asked to me during the Q&A, and it was a simple question, but it kind of jammed me up because anybody that knows me knows that I like having solid answers. I like having actual concrete answers. I don't like tiptoeing around things. And it was a question that, man, it had a lot of different things to discuss. It wasn't a simple, $40,000 answer, right? The question brought up was, what does a successful flip look like in today's market, right? In 2024, is that 40,000, right? Does 40,000 make a successful flip? I don't know. So I kind of wanted to break down numbers today. I'm going to go over it in depth, answering that question. A couple things coming up. September 19th in our office is going to be our next open office event. Come on out. That's going to be on acquisitions. So September 19th, acquisitions, our next open office event. And then shortly after that, we have the second annual BK REIAF golf tournament. All proceeds are going to help veterans. The Cowtown Warriors is a 501c3po whatever fund to help veterans. Okay, all proceeds are going to help North Texas veterans. The Cowtown Warriors, check it out. The QR code, scan it, and it'll take you directly to the site. I still need sponsors also, so if you are out there, you have a business in DFW, in North Texas, and you want to help sponsor veterans, it's going to be a fabulous day. Come on out and kick it. I don't know. As always, guys, drop me some comments. Let me know what you guys got going on. Let me know if you have any questions. As I go over things, stop me, right? Ask me for details. Ask me if I go over something too quickly to go back onto it, all right? Ask me to break down numbers again for you, all right? I can do anything. So let's jump right into it. Guys, before I get into it, any of the resources that we're going over today, in the comments is our download the toolkit. Just click the link, download the toolkit, and you will literally have the deal calculator that we're using today. I created it myself, so if you have any questions about it, feel free to ask. I'm happy with it. Everybody should have their own deal calculator. Some tool that you have to base numbers off of, right? I'm not going to say this one's better than others, but I like it because I made it. Yeah, so down resources. Try to help Tommy with spelling. What up, Steven? How your flips going, man? You still flipping? Are you burn? What are you doing nowadays? So I'm actually going to start it off with a deal. I'm not going to put any properties addresses in here. All right. Today is not to go over comping, and I'm not going to blow up wholesalers. So I'm not actually going to go over actual properties, deals like that. But I have the numbers from them. The numbers are all that matters today. Okay. So I'm going to take everything with a grain of salt for today's discussions, meaning the ARVs are the numbers that they say, right? I'm not going to go into things about pushing comps or pushing repairs, okay? So to start off, I'm just going to have 123 Main Street, okay? The estimated ARV for this property is $210,000, okay? Their asking price, this is a wholesale deal, was $75,000. Okay, there is no repairs that they gave. Okay, but you do know the property square footage, and the property square footage is 1,100 square feet. So 1,100 square feet, if I move my fat head real quick, that's going to put us, based on 1,100 square feet, a full gut job is going to be about 66,000. That's probably a little light. I saw photos on this, so I'm going to hedge it at 75,000. Okay. Now, all in, we're at $150,000. All right, 75 plus 75 is 150. It's got an ARV of 210. This is a 71% deal. Theoretically, that's not a bad deal, right? Like when you're just looking at the surface of it, 71%. The typical number is 70% as your max. A year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, people would jump all over this. In today's market, I would stay far away from this. Okay? Why? What numbers am I looking at here? The things that matter are down here. Okay? This section is where I want to draw your eyes to. Is it worth having $75,000 worth of repair budget? Okay? Because I don't care, even if you get a hard money loan and the hard money lender funds your repairs, you're still fronting some repair costs. Okay? You're also going to have holding costs in there. Okay, you're going to have to cut the lawn. You're going to have lender's fees. Okay, the points are running. You're going to have hard money closing costs in the deal, right? So you're having all of these funds sunk in this deal. All right, your projected profit on this deal, if everything goes right, would be $44,000. Okay. And I know people are out there right now saying, man, I would kill for $44,000. But this is the thing that's different, all right? And this is the thing that we need to highlight, is in today's market, you're not going to get this, okay? We're no longer in an upward trending market. Prices are coming down. Days on market are going longer, okay? So now you start heading toward this route. Okay, and I would, honest to God, I would be comfortable estimating that these are the numbers that you're going to see on the end side. By the time everything is said and done, by the time all of counting is done, wires are funded, and you walk away from this property, 6 months, 75,000, you can probably do the repairs well within 6 months. But then how long is it going to sit on the market for? Right? Do you have 190 days built into that? I don't know. Kind of gets scary. So what we always tell people is to stress test their deals. And this is what I'm talking about right here. Are you comfortable? Are you happy sinking 6,000 plus 75 plus holding costs? Figure you're all into it, $40,000 out of pocket. Are you willing to risk $40,000 for this number right here? Sorry, for this number right here. Okay, this is what I mean by stress test your deals. Can you go take a 15% haircut and then cut it in half? If you are still happy with this profit, then go do it. If this works for your business, then go do it. But right now, in today's market, no. Okay? If I'm starting out, if I was going to pencil this at lunch and I'm saying, all right, I'm going to make 44 grand, and this is the only number I'm hedging on, I'm going to blow my brains out by the time that the repairs are done on that property. Because the entire time, as walls are coming down, as contractors are getting paid, as holding costs go up, you're going to watch this profit disappear. There's no way you can hold it, okay? You're going to sit there and you're going to try to grasp that profit that you made on the buy, but you don't collect until you sell it. So you're going to grasp that profit every time. You're going to end up overpaying for repairs because you're going to try to do it cheaper on the front side, okay? So these are things that I look at. So 71% deal in 2024 is not a good deal. I'm sorry. Next. Well, I can sit here and say, how do I make this a good deal, right? Is my repair budget too much? Possibly. But again, it goes to stress testing your deals. In today's market, are repairs getting cheaper or more expensive? I know just to get a reasonable handyman on a job, I think it's $500 a day nowadays. No longer are you getting day laborers for $100 and getting, $20,000 repair bids done. Repairs are costly. Holding costs are going up. So yeah, I can make this deal work. I can start hedging numbers and ways to make the ARV, right? I can push, well, I think it's actually going to be 230, not 210. I can make this deal look really sexy on paper, but all I'm doing is I'm setting myself up for failure. And I can't, God damn it, Tommy. I almost said it. I need to get a dong. And every time I go to say it, just bang, and be like, this is what we have to stress, right? This is how you fail. In today's market, this right here is how you fail. So when they send it out, instead of hedging your bets, trying to make that deal work, stress test it. What happens if repairs go over? Oh, Jesus. What happens if repairs go over and your ARV goes under? Right? It doesn't appraise for higher. You spent more money going into the house. Okay? It doesn't take much for this deal to go shit real quickly. Okay? Repairs, you got at 75, but what happens if you end up getting an offer at 190? Okay? Like, again, you can start seeing where things slip and slide real quickly. And the only way, I said this multiple times last night, the only way you get good at this, by understanding what a deal is and what isn't, is by running numbers. Okay, guys? Sit down, download our toolkit, bust this thing out, and run numbers through Facebook, right? Go through and analyze deals from wholesalers. And figure out what this needs to make for you to buy it. Okay? Shoot out offers on it. There are still people flipping in today's market. Can you flip in today's market? Yes, absolutely. What does it look like? You better be ready to get in and out fast. Okay? You better have your numbers dialed in. You better know the game. This is not a market where you take chances, okay, and you just go off gut feelings. If you buy a deal at 80%, you're going to end up losing money. I'm sorry. What happens if repairs are low, though, right? People try to force deals all the time. All right, let's do the next one. $240,000 ARV on this one. All right, the asking price was $150. They're saying repairs are only $30,000, okay? And the square footage is 1,800. So this is just based off of their numbers. They're sending out a 75% deal. And if you just look at this on the surface, 75%, 75%, again, a year, 2 years ago, these are deals that flippers would take all day long, right? But how do we protect ourselves? How do we look at the numbers on this right here and say something's wrong? D, to answer your question here, it comes down to the end buyer. So the wholesalers that are putting out those deals, a couple things you have to realize. One, most of them don't get sold. Most of them end up being a drop contract. Two, the ones that do sell, those aren't flippers that are buying them, okay? They are homeowners. They are people that are going to put in sweat equity. They're owner finance buyers. They're maybe they're buy and hold investors, right? Somebody somewhere has a deal that it makes sense for them. I get all nervous and shy when Ryan gets in the group and starts blowing kisses at me and start bashful. Where do I see issues here? Well, they're saying $30,000 for 1,800 square feet. Okay, even if it's cosmetics only, even if you're in there and you're gonna do a couple bathrooms and shit like that, $30,000 is really light. I'm sorry. This $30,000, you can spend that in today in a clean out. Okay. So what do I start? What do I start What do I start stress testing on this deal? And the first thing right out of the gate is the repairs. I'm gonna bump it up because I don't trust them. We can get into photos and comps and everything like that, but in today's market, there's no such thing as a $30,000 light rehab. I'm sorry. Not if you want to hit the full 240 ARV. I guarantee you. The 240 ARV is going to be something that is decked out or clean and fully updated, right? You're not lipsticking something and getting it sold, okay? If you did 30,000 here, this is the number that's going to get hurt. Okay? So if you shortchange your repairs, then you're automatically going to shortchange your ARV. Just think of it that way. Okay? The property is worth what you put into it. It's also worth what somebody's going to buy it for. But comes down to comps and everything, okay? Your level of detail. So, I don't fucking believe this 30,000 for a second. It's probably going to be closer to 50,000. Okay? If it's 50,000, like, tell me why would I ever entertain this deal? Okay? I spend 10,000 cash to close plus an additional 32 grand. This needs to be paid no matter what. I don't care who your lender is. Yeah, it can probably bump up to 75%. Okay, for a hard money lender, if you find somebody that would do it, but still, you're going to have to be bringing the difference, okay? So this one I want to highlight as a shit deal all the way through and through. This wasn't even a good deal 2 years ago. So be wary of when you start seeing people sending out deals at 75%, okay? This is a wholesaler that doesn't understand the numbers, and they're saying, yeah, there's enough spread here for you to make a profit, but in all reality, the numbers are bogus, okay? So that's why square footage is always necessary on figuring out deals when you're running numbers. Your repair budget, it matters. It also doesn't scale, right? If you have a 5,500 square foot house, the price per square foot does not match what you're doing for an 1,800 square foot house, right? Yeah. And I hope that makes sense. My ramblings. Would you say in 2024 it's easier or harder to get people down to that 60-65% from what you've experienced so far? Try to digest this and try to think the best way to come up with the answer. It's not so much that it's easier, okay? In 2024, we're finding a lot more people in pain, Okay, the time frames are getting pushed up. So there's the 4 pillars that we always discuss. 2 of those pillars are getting highlighted. So with that, yes, I want to say that it is easier to work with the retail seller, right? Not retail meaning on market, but like the average off market seller that is reaching out. They have pain points. They understand their pains and their needs, and they actually understand the market really fucking well. Okay, they understand that costs are on the rise, that everything is in a hell in a handbasket or whatever that saying is, right? Everything's going to hell. The average homeowner understands that. So working with them, yes, it is easier. With that being said, the average deals that come across, I mean, D, you know this all too well. You're constantly talking to leads that we're giving you. They're almost retail leads a lot of times that we're running into because of the strain that everybody's put into. All right, so we're getting a lot of retail agents and retail sellers, okay, reaching out on the off-market platforms, meaning they're going to Google, they're clicking on YouTube ads, they're clicking on Facebook ads to sell their house to all these cash offers. They all want these cash offers, and they're all doing it while their property is already listed on the market. So from an off-market investor, a lot of times you can't help everybody that's on market, all right? A lot of times their prices are not reasonable. They just bought it. Maybe not every deal is a deal. We talk about this all the time. Disqualifying a lead is one of the steps of learning how to close everything. So in today's market, double-edged sword on your question, right? Yes, it is easier, but we're running into a lot more deals that you got to sift through to find those, okay? I hope that answers your question, D. Let me do another one right quick because, I'll bump it up a little. So we have a 550 ARV. Asking price was 350. Square footage was 2,800. Repairs 75. By the way, you can sit here and you can light item these. I'm lazy, so I'm just going to do it one bulk item for the entire calculator. So if anybody's out there and they're going to watch the comments and then yell at me later on for why I'm doing it that way. So last night when the question was asked to me, if I said 95 grand, if I said 100 grand, is that worth it? Because that's the potential on this deal right now. Projected profit, right, is 100 grand pretty much. 95, 550. Is this a good flip in today's market? And my answer is no. Okay? There are so many unknowns with this deal, right? Just the time frame, the cash to close, am I going to recoup my costs? We said earlier that it's probably not going to be here, right? In all honesty, it's probably going to be closer to this number, right? 90%. And then you fucking cut that in half, and now you're down to 20. And the reason you do this is because that's the number I want you to ask yourself. Are you happy spending $40,000 plus $23,000? So you're at 60. You're at 60 grand cash to close this deal. Yeah, you can make 100. You spent 60, plus you have all the holding costs during the entire 6 months of the rehab. Okay. And then I want you to ask yourself, worst case scenario. What happens if everything goes wrong? I have to hold it. Prices change, right? I have to sell it. Instead of selling it for $550, I sell it for $495 or $467. right? That's what these are. These are all haircuts. You have to ask yourself, what if? Are you happy gambling $60,000 to hopefully make $6,000? Okay? That's what you need to ask yourself in today's market. And I can't stress it enough, right? These are the numbers you need to go based off of, okay? Stress test your deals, cut them in half, and then cut them in half again. If you're still happy with that profit, then you know it's a good deal, okay? For all of the wholesalers out there that don't understand why your deals aren't selling, it's because your offers are too high, okay? You have to understand what your end buyer is going to do with it. If your end buyer is a flipper, what is their profit? They have to be successful. You both need to be successful in order for real estate to happen. That goes through everybody, from the lender to the insurance agent to the buyer, the seller. Everybody needs to be having a successful transaction. Otherwise, nobody's going to be doing that transaction. Yeah, you might be able to get a newbie to buy a shit deal from you, but how long before you just have a bad name for yourself, right? Like, understand all the numbers involved in real estate. And they're all on this sheet, by the way, okay? All the closing costs are here. If you want to do the wholesale method of just backing into what your expected profit is, you still can see right here that your max allowable offer is 317, and then, right? Like, now I'm just rambling. Yes, D. So to find a good deal, it's more challenging right now, right? All averages have gone up. All PPC, all PPL averages have gone up. They've settled back down now in the marketing area. People are still averaging 1 in 12, 1 in 10s. That just goes down to marketing. So, I hope this is helpful for people, right? And I'm just trying to highlight numbers here, okay? A $95,000 profit sounds like a slam dunk deal, but when you break down the cost, the holding costs, right? The closing costs, your upfront. What is the risk? Why are you doing it? Is it worth it? Are you actually going to hit 95? Or in 6 months from now, what's the market going to look like? Well, I'll tell you right now, November is coming really quickly. And I have no idea who's going to win the election. There's nobody in this world that knows who's going to win the election. Okay? So, nobody in the world knows what's going to happen after November. Okay? If your repairs, if your rehab, if your everything is past that, then you better be buckling down on the numbers. You better be stress testing your deals, okay? And you better be sure that it's going to be profitable no matter what happens. Okay? Don't bank on rates coming down and profits going up and numbers changing. Guess what? Rates can fall, and then property values can fall with them. There's no guarantees in life, guys. There's a lot of people banking on rates to drop, and then buyers to start jumping back in the pool, and prices to start climbing again. Guys, it is a complete unknown past November. Okay? So a deal in 2024, what does a successful real estate flip look like in 2024? It's one that you are in and out, and you are damn well making a happy profit at 85%, okay? If you are happy with this number right here, these, then go for it. Swing for the fences. If these numbers keep you up at night, if you can say, right, like, again, This looks a lot better now, right? Don't overpay for houses, is what I'm getting at in the long run. Now is not the time. Okay? There's a reason why 70% max is always your maxed allowable offer. And even still, in today's market, it might not be enough. Okay? In 2008, 2009, deals sat on the market for 360 days. Could you imagine listing a flip? You worked on a property for 4 months, you list it, and then it sits on the market for a year. Is your deal good enough to do that? It's a simple question, right? If it can, then fucking rip it, right? Like that's the answer. But if it can't, if your deal turns to shit in 8 months, okay, don't do it. You're getting a 12-month hard money loan, but your deal falls apart at month 8. Why are you even trying to play that gamble? Okay? The only way to be successful is buying right. That's my rant for today. That's my long-winded breaking down numbers. Drop a comment. Let me know if this makes sense. If you guys are still buying at high numbers, if you are you seeing success at it, or are you getting your ass kicked? I know so many people right now that are trying to refinance bad deals, but guess what? They don't cash flow when they go to refinance them. Okay, that's why things like pad split are on the rise, because people are backing into deals and then they're getting stuck with them. Okay, and when you get stuck with something, that really is when shit goes bad. I've said it 10 times. Get a lender. Find a lender. Get a lender that's a part of your team, right? Send them deals. If your lender is telling you your cash to close is through the roof, guess what? That's a bad sign, right? Use the lender to help you verify your deals, right? Lenders need to be successful too. They need you to be successful. This way you can keep on going back to them and doing more deals. All right, don't worry about the origination. Pay them what they're worth. But yeah, I can't say that enough. That's all I got for today. I was just gonna blitz through a couple examples. Hopefully, show you guys actual numbers, break them down. Again, guys, all of these are in our toolkit. Download the resources. The link is below. If anybody needs anything, let us know. We're constantly running deals. We're constantly over here doing deals, buying and selling from sellers. We haven't been buying from wholesalers just because it's a dying breed in today's market. So if you want to be successful in real estate, join the Discord. We're constantly helping people learn how to close everything. September 19th is our next open office event. It is on acquisitions. If anybody needs anything, you know where to reach us. Where's my mouse? That's the wrong one. There it is. So I hope this was good. I hope it showed you guys just break down numbers. Again, I didn't want to get into actual property details. I didn't want to get into comping. I just wanted to go quick and nasty, breaking down numbers. Okay. Again, all of these are in the resources down below. Download them. If you need help with anything, drop comment, email me, hit me up, whatever. I'll see you guys soon. Keep crushing it. Peace.